welcome back. This video is a collab with some of my good girlfriends, Erica Conger, Nikki Lynn, and of course, Jan Van. I don't think the four of us have done a collab together. Each of us has done a collab with other one or two of the others, but this is our first one together. The idea came from Nikki, and I believe Erica threw in a couple of ideas in there too. Jan and I just sort of sat back and let the geniuses work, and now they told us what to do, and here we are. So the idea Nikki came up with is for us to pick a movie, our favorite movie, and do an eyeshadow look based on the movie's color palette. So I'm going to tell you one of my favorite movies, but I'll let you kind of try to guess. I'm going to give you three clues. So think of my favorite color, pink. Think of where I grew up, California. And think of a movie from like 22 years ago. That was like 2001? Yeah. Okay. Have you guessed? Okay. Legally Blonde. This is one of my favorite movies. Okay. So, if you haven't seen the movie, it's about this California girl named Elle Woods, played by Reese Witherspoon. Her signature color is pink. She has a little Chihuahua dog named Bruiser. She has a 4.0 in fashion merchandising at a California university. Her boyfriend breaks up with her and goes to Harvard Law School because he's like, "Oh, Elle, I need a Jackie, not a Marilyn." And his name is Warner Huntington III. Girl. Anyway, so she decides that she's going to go to Harvard Law School. Nobody believes in her at all, but she gets in, and she's like, what? Like, it's hard? And initially, she was going over to Harvard to try to get Warner back, but she realizes he's a dumbass, and she just, like, really, she, you know, does what she's supposed to do and proves everybody wrong. So you have to watch it, okay? It doesn't age very well in terms of there's like no diversity in the movie, so like I would not be cast in it. There's a little bit of homophobia, a little bit of body shaming. If you put that aside, it's a pretty good video. The interesting thing about the lack of diversity is that in 2001, Harvard Law School, or maybe it was Harvard University, the student body population was 52% people of color. So my color palette that I got from looking at the movie, this is it. There's lots of pink, but there's also a bit of red, a little bit of green, teal, blue. So we're going to do some kind of look, and I will tell you why I resonate, right? With Elle Woods. Okay, obviously I'm not blonde, I'm not white. I did grow up in California, and I do have like the signature Valley Girl way of speaking. So like Elle Woods, Drew Barrymore. Here we are. So I'm going to use the Pat McGrath Labs eyeshadow primer. And according to Tracy, Pat McGrath got another sale going on. Anyway, so I'm from LA. I'm actually from South Central LA. And that's a place where, you know, historically there's been gang violence, lower income folks, primarily black and brown neighborhoods. And so a lot of times whenever I go somewhere and I'm like, yeah, I'm from South Central LA, people are like, no, you're not. Because there is a stereotype of what someone from South Central LA speaks and looks like. I fit the looks part. I don't fit the speaks part because, yeah. Anyway, so Elle is rather underestimated from other people. Like, she's actually super smart, and I say actually because people stereotype her because she's blonde and she speaks a certain way and she's super fashionable and her favorite color is pink, right? I think I'm gonna start with putting this all over the lid. I think I got, okay. Yeah. So I went to college in Orange County, California, which I assume is where Elle is from in this movie. Orange County, California is predominantly white. When I went to school there, it was like 3% black. So not a lot of representation of people who looked like moi. But I also was in a sorority. I was in a sorority. I was a sorority girl. Now, the thing with that is I didn't remain in the sorority. So you have to essentially disaffiliate if you don't want to be in it anymore. And it wasn't that I didn't want to be in it, but I really wanted to really focus on my schooling, which you still really focus in a sorority. Like, you have to maintain a certain GPA, and we actually had the highest GPA among the Greek organizations. But anyway, it was expensive. I was paying the dues and everything myself, and yeah, those were the only two reasons. So there were a lot of attempts to help me stay, but I just couldn't swing it. You know, it was just getting expensive. I don't think that it's true that with sororities you're like buying friends or anything. Like, a lot of the dues and stuff are to keep the organization going. There are some not great sororities or Greek life out there. I wasn't hazed. So I just had a really good experience with sorority life. And the great thing was that our flower was a rose. You know, I love roses. Like, anyway, despite me disaffiliating, there is this saying, like, once a blank, always a blank, right? So I'm still actually super close to a lot of my sorority sisters, and I still call them my sisters. So yeah. Anyways, so when I was in college, well, actually before I went to college, I went to this all-girls college prep school, you know, with Tyra Banks, Meghan Markle, all that good stuff. And when I went to the college counselor there, like, you could go talk to her about applying for college. And since I'm a first-generation student, like, and my parents were not educated in the States, it was like a lot of, we didn't know the territory of American college very much, right? My siblings before me had done some stuff, but we just needed some guidance. And the guidance counselor, I still remember her name, she sits down with me and she's like, you're doing well considering. She didn't finish it. It was an ellipses after that. It was a ... But I had some ideas of what she wanted to say. My race, my socioeconomic status, and the fact that, you know, I'm first generation. First generation student means that you are the first generation in your family to go to college, or even like to go to school in general, but a lot of times it's geared towards going to college. Anyway, so I got into good schools. I got scholarships. I got one of the highest awards. I'm trying not to say her name, ma'am. Went to college and then went to grad school. Like, I mean, of course there was a lot that happened in between that. Let's go in with, I think I'm just gonna go with all the shimmers, y'all. So yeah, went to grad school. I got to grad school, and the first day I got there, I was very much like Elle. So coming from South Central LA, having gone to school in Hollywood and Orange County, I pop up to Missouri, University of Missouri, and I remember to this day the outfit I had on. I had on a pink and white tube top. It went like it was sort of cut interestingly, so it came down a little longer. And then I had like hot pink capris on, and I think I had on some heels, and I had like long pink and white acrylic nails. Everybody else is rolling up in there, you know, like jeans and like polos and like more understated clothes. And I'm rolling up like, hey, I'm from LA. Okay, I'm gonna keep going with the pinks. And so, you know, at some point I found out that people had certain like assumptions about me. Yeah, and they were untrue. And I think because of my like love of pink and dresses and, you know, what some would say girly kind of stuff, I definitely have been underestimated in terms of my intellect. But I'm smart, okay? So I could really resonate with Elle on that. Now, I don't know that it was as overt, besides Homegirl at the high school. I don't know that it was as overt as it was with Elle. Because, you know, she also had, like, the blonde stereotype going on for her. But if people, like... Anyway, so I think it was very different in terms of that, but I do really resonate with being underestimated because of how you look, whether that is because you're wearing pink, whether that's because you're some sort of visible ethnic minority, if you are a queer person, like if you are a disabled person, like it's all this stuff, right? I really resonate with that part of it. So watching Elle, it just really felt like, hold on. It just really felt like she kind of metaphorically spit in the face of people that underestimated her and thought that she couldn't be like a law student or a serious law student because she liked pink and she was blonde and like just super happy, you know? And it's also like, imagine, I really experienced this going from like sunny California to like the Midwest or East Coast. It's like a different vibe. So I know for me, I rolled up there looking real Southern California, okay? Into Missouri in the middle of the country. So I definitely know that I face some questions. Look at me now. But anyway, I think she really like pushed against the stereotype also of what lawyers are. And I know that I often push against the stereotype of what psychologists are. First of all, I think it's like 1% of psychologists are black. And let's not even talk about how many are like black woman psychologists with PhDs. So anyway, there's that. And then also, like, I've definitely been looked down upon if I pop up in like a pink skirt or dress and like makeup and people are like, you're a therapist? Like, yeah, like there were times where I would try to be more like toned down and it really, like, I don't know that it impeded, but it really influenced how I was as a therapist. Like, I wasn't as authentic because I thought I had to come in and be all buttoned up and like, hello, you know what I mean? And once my supervisor started encouraging me to be more of myself, it really just kind of like enhanced my therapy skills to like the nth degree, because I wasn't trying to be someone that I wasn't, or that I wasn't trying to be that person that I was told I had to be. I could just be me. I'm gonna go in with this red, I think. So yeah, like I could just really resonate with Elle Woods, the things she liked and enjoyed, you know, the terrible like relationship experience with someone you thought you were gonna be with. Girl, I get it. And kind of proving everyone wrong and letting them know, honey, I can wear pink and I can be a doctor. So yeah. Let me know if you have any sort of story like that where you were underestimated because of how you look or how you dress or something. You didn't fit like the norm of whatever industry or place you were at. So I actually just saw something like a couple days ago. There is a scientist, I can't remember what field, he's definitely in the STEM field, and he has this TikTok video of him just like, he has on like a rainbow colored lab coat and he's just like strutting down the hallway, and then he does like a dip, like a death drop kind of thing. And it's just amazing because he's breaking stereotypes in terms of what a scientist is supposed to look like. He's a Caribbean black man in the STEM field who is gay, and like he's embracing all of his identity. Because for so long, society has just told us what and who people are supposed to be. And just let us be ourselves, okay? So there is that. That's one of the reasons that I love this movie. And it's so funny. There are so many funny quotes. Like when Elle introduces herself. I remember this because I did the same thing just without having a dog. She's like, I'm Elle Woods, and this is Bruiser. We're both Gemini vegetarians. Like, who introduces themselves like that? And then, she, like, gets catcalled, of course, when she's walking, and she's like, I'm comfortable using legal jargon in everyday situations. Someone catcalls her, and she's like, I object. And then, like, there are just so many things. Like, she's at this court case, and the misogynist lead attorney thinks she's just a ditzy blonde, but there's something that she figures out that the other people didn't understand, and a lot of it is because of her, like, interest and like her fashion merchandising degree and all that stuff. And it's just, she was just super underestimated. And I love the movie. One of my favorite things is the bend and snap. Have you done that? Another one of my favorite quotes is, she's like at this water fountain, and this witness to a case, like comes and gets in front of her at the water fountain, and she's like tapping her foot, and he turns around, he's like, don't stomp your little lassies and Prada shoes at me, honey. And I desperately want to be able to say that to someone. I need someone who wears Prada shoes to come around me so I can be like, don't stomp your little lassies and Prada shoes at me, honey. So yeah, I'm going to go into this blue here, and I'm going to do a liner, maybe. I'm using this Makeup Forever professional pencil. It is the number 250. This might be... Oh, you know what? I have a blue liner. All right, so let me do the other eye with the liner. I'll put on some foundation, and I will be right back. So this is the finished look. Do you love it, or do you like love it? Because I love it. Anyway, this was a super fun collab to do. I'm really excited to see what Jan, Nikki, and Erica do with their color palettes and movies. I will be sure to link all of their channels in my description box. And if you're coming over from any of those lovely ladies, hello, it's Shawnee, and I hope you stay. Anyway, hope that some of this was helpful and that you are continuing to take care of yourself. I would love for you to like the video, and I would love it even more if you subscribe to the channel. Leave me a comment. Let me know if there is a movie that you really resonate with, or if you love Legally Blonde as much as I do. If you don't love it, don't let me know, okay? Keep it to yourself. But a major thing that I take from that movie is, like, don't let other people's underestimation of you and your skills stop you from proving them wrong. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.